All right, folks, so for this beginner class, we're going to be going over a few different things. We're going to be going over roundhouse kicks in particular with regards to our striking. We're going to be going over control number 5, control number 6 in terms of like the footwork to dodge and what our hands are doing to start both of those techniques because they're very, very similar. We're also going to be talking a little bit about wrapping up our understanding of confidence with beginners. For this class, we are going to ask you to have something like a chair nearby, right? So you want to have a chair that's somewhere between as high as or the back of the chair is as high as your waist or as high as your chest. Somewhere in that range is going to be effective. But let's get started with a warm-up, and then we'll get into class and using that chair to improve our skills. All right, now that we're ready to start class, we're going to get going with our warm-up, right? Warm-up's super important to keep our body healthy, loosen up our muscles, loosen up our joints, get them ready to move without, injuring ourselves, right? So we're going to be doing 4 moves. Each one is 30 seconds, so pretty straightforward. We're going to start off with some jumping jacks. Ready, set, go. Right? So you do your jumping jacks, right? Make sure you're getting your hands up nice and high. Loosen up your shoulders, not just your feet. Elevate your heart rate a little bit. Get breathing, get moving. Right? Just keep going. Right? You go at your own speed. If you're ready to go faster, because you've already been active today, great. If you need to go a little bit slower, right? There's some modifications you can do for this. Right? The jumping jacks aren't the best for you, but that's okay. We're going to move on to the next thing. We're going to do some push-ups, right? And a few different ways to do push-ups. Big thing on your push-up, make sure you get all the way down, chin or chest to the floor. Right, so we're going to get started. Ready, set, and go. And as you do these, right, you may do it a couple different ways, right? I'm going to cut in some video of other ways to do push-ups. The big goal as you do your push-ups, just make sure you get that full range of motion. So if you do maybe 5 to 10 of them with your legs straight, and then the rest with your legs bent, that's fine. The important thing is get that full range of motion and make sure you feel like it's a little bit of a challenge, but definitely something you can handle, right? And good, we're all done with push-ups. Ready to go for the next thing. We're going to be doing some knees with our back leg. Let me show you 1 or 2. It's just like a front kick, only I don't extend. I come up with my knee, and I come back. Come up with my knee, and come back. All right, so it doesn't matter which leg you do. Make sure you're using your back leg though. Ready, set, and go. 30 seconds. It's helpful in martial arts to breathe out as you strike out. Helps you to generate more power. Also helps you to be more relaxed, right? And because you're more relaxed, you're less likely to hurt yourself, right? You get more repetitions in, so you're burning more calories, getting stronger, really very valuable. So, good, all right. Switch your legs. We're doing the exact same thing. We're kneeing with our back leg. Ready, set, and go. All right, now for some of these, I'm actually gonna turn a little bit so you can see. All right, I'm not looking to be super aggressive. And because this is kind of warm up, I wanna make sure that I have my base foot flat on the floor. I wanna be stable, right? Especially if you're on a surface that you don't have 100% sure footing on, right? You don't wanna go too high. You don't want to lean back. You don't want to challenge yourself. It's a warm-up. Good. All right, and that's 30 seconds of those knees. All right, so we're all done with warm-ups. Let's get into the main part of the class where we work on curriculum. If we're working on control techniques, either control 5 or control 6, one of the things that we need to be able to do is know how to do a back fist. Okay, so we're going to do a few back fists on each side because you end up doing them on both sides. We're going to start pretty simple. All we're going to do is we're going to take our hand, we're going to put it across our chest, right? It's kind of like we're doing a low block, but it's not as high. It's not like we're covering our cup, it's a little bit lower. And then all we're going to do is we're going to extend out, right? So we're just going to do 10 of those. You're going to take one hand, go from across your chest to out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get faster. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you can see the action of this is it's going sideways, right? And I would actually hit with this part of my hand over here, the back of my hand. That's why it's called a back fist, right? So I'm making a fist and I hit with the back of it, okay? We're gonna do the same thing with the other hand. You bring it across, right? And you're just gonna come out. Ready? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So being able to make sure that back fist comes out sideways, really, really important, and we're going to be doing that throughout our self-defense, right? The next move we're going to quickly go over is what's called a brush block, right? Now, when we do a brush block, we put our hand up like this, kind of like we're promising, like, I promise I won't do it, right? And we're going to take this hand and we're going to go this way. It goes down and across, down and across. And you'll be making contact with your palm, just like this, boom. And you're basically brushing down their arm. So you go from here across. Let's do 5. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Do the same thing with the other hand. Ready? Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we're going to put those two things together. We're going to do a brush block, then a back fist. So it goes brush block, it comes up, back fist. Brush, back fist, right? So using this hand, should be your left. Ready, go. Brush, back fist, 1. Brush, back fist, 2. Brush, back fist, 3. Brush, back fist, 4. And brush, back fist, 5. Okay, same thing the other hand. Brush, back fist, 1. Kind of makes like a circle, right? Maybe an oval, right? Brush down, back fist. Brush down, back fist. And you can see my hand is open when I do the brush. It's a fist when I do the back fist. Let's do 3 more. Brush, back fist, brush, back fist, brush, back fist. Okay, so that's going to give you a good start to this. We're going to add things in. We're going to add in using something like a chair, right? You can do this on basically anything that's about as high as your chest or your shoulders, right? If it's really low, it gets a little bit harder. I'm going to be using a chair that's going to be towards my waist, but you still will get the okay, so here we are. We have our chair. You can be using a table, a countertop, anything that's kind of about as high as your chest. I'm doing something that's a little bit lower, right? All you're going to do is you're going to take one hand, you're going to brush. When you brush, you want to rub on the chair or the countertop. Obviously, do this on something that's smooth and soft that you're not going to hurt, right? Or or it's not going to hurt you. Something you get a splinter from could be unfortunate, right? So you're going to brush, back fist, brush, back fist, brush, back fist, brush, back fist. Now we're going to do the same thing the other side. We brush. You can see I'm rubbing it. It's kind of like I'm rubbing on the punch that the person is throwing at me. And I back fist. I brush. I back fist. I brush. I back fist. I brush. Back fist. Okay, so now we're going to add in our other hand. So now we're going to be using 2 different hands. The way it's going to work is I'm going to use this one. I'm going to brush. Then I'm going to grab. Then I'm going to back fist. So I brush. I grab. I back fist. Now, I can grab around this chair. You can see that, right? If you're like on top of a table and you can't really pinch it, just think about brush, tap, back fist. In reality, you're grabbing your opponent's wrist, but we're doing this without a partner, right? If you have a partner you want to practice with at home, and you want to practice this on their arm, I guess you could do that, right? But we brush, grab, back fist. Let's do 5. Brush, grab, back fist. 1, brush, grab, back fist. 2, brush, grab, back fist. 3, brush, grab, back fist. 4, brush, grab, back fist. 5. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing the other side, right? So you're going to hold up your right hand, you're going to brush, you're going to grab, you're going to back fist. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what we're trying to do is just get comfortable with this movement. Brush, grab, back fist. Brush, grab, back fist. Right? And this is what we're going to do after we dodge. And we're going to add in the dodge in a minute. Right? But for the start of both Control 5 and Control 6, this is what your hands do. So all we're going to do is we're going to alternate sides now. So we're going to brush, grab, back fist, come back to stay away stance. Brush, grab, back fist, come back to stay away stance. Okay? So let's just start from here. We're going to do 10. Ready? 1, brush, grab, back fist. Other side. 2, brush, grab, back fist. 3, brush, grab, back fist. Hands come up. 4, brush, grab, back fist. Hands come up. 5, brush, grab, back fist. 6, brush, grab, back fist. Reset. 7, brush, grab, back fist. Reset. 8, brush, grab, back fist. Reset. 9, brush, grab, back fist. Reset. And 10, brush, grab, back fist. Fantastic. Okay, so this gives us the start of our basic, of our self-defense, both Control and Control 5, right? One, we go to the inside, the other, we go to the outside. All right, so you're off to a good start with that. Now we're gonna add in a little bit of a dodge. Okay, so we're gonna work a little bit just on the footwork of the dodge for our self-defense before we get back to using our hands. So when we go to dodge, we start off in our stay away stance. Our feet are apart, our knees are bent, our hands are up, we're ready to move. Now, if you look at this from the side, my feet are pretty much even, that's our starting point, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna just dodge forward and to the side, okay? When we do this dodge, each foot takes 1 step. It's 1, 1, then you're done, and you go back. And you step with the foot that's closest to where you're going. So if I'm going this way, I step with the foot that's close, and I bring the other foot in behind underneath of me. And what I want to end up doing is being in the exact same position I just moved, okay? So if you look from the side now, actually I'll do it this side, okay? When I go to move, I take that step forward and to the side, okay? It's not straight to the side, it's not straight forward, okay? It's forward and to the side. So we're gonna do, we'll do a few more this way, we'll do a few that way. Ready? Step, step, reset. Remember, 1 and 1, then you're done. Ready? 2, 1 and 1, then you're done. Go back. And 3, 1 and 1, then you're done. Another thing you might notice is when I dodge, I'm standing in the same position. I don't want to do a cool dance move and end up like twisted, right? I don't know what you're doing over there. That looks weird, right? Makes for terrible defense, right? So we're going to go the other direction now, because Control 5 and Control 6 are very similar, right? They both dodge forward and to the side, right? So we dodge, and we come back. Again, we dodge, and we come back. And we dodge, and we come back. Okay, so now we're going to just add in an obstacle to give a little bit of sense of distance and spacing. We're going to get a chair. Okay, so now I got a chair between me and you. You should have a chair between you and me. Now, if you don't have a chair, you can use almost anything for this, but a chair to me is great, okay? What we're gonna do now is we're gonna move next to the chair, right? And we come back. We move next to the chair. The same footwork we did before. 1 and 1, then you're done, okay? Now I'll just show you what this looks like from the side. I'm here, the chair's in front of me. I want to move next to the chair and come back. I move next to the chair and I come back, right? Now, we're going to practice this both sides 5 times, and then we're ready to work on the whole technique. Ready? Dodge and come back. Dodge, come back. Dodge, come back. Let's do 2 more. Dodge, come back. And dodge, and come back, right? So you keep seeing that I face towards the chair. That's really important, right? I definitely have people when they practice it, they face away from the chair, right? If this is the person who's trying to attack you, you don't turn your back on them, right? Like this is our imaginary bully, right? We dodge, we face that bully, we're ready to protect ourselves, our hands are up. We come back, ready, dodge and face that bully, right? Make a weird face at him if you like. I know you call him names like Mr. Chair. Ready, dodge. Haha, take that, Mr. Chair. And come back. Let's do 2 more. Ready, dodge. Move to the side of Mr. Chair. The evil Mr. Chair. I like that one too. Ready, and dodge. Just like that. Okay? So that's how we do the dodge in our self-defense. Let's keep rolling. So the way we're going to practice with the dodge is we're going to take our chair and we're going to turn it sideways. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to dodge towards the back of the chair. Right? And I'm going to actually back this up a little bit so you can see more clearly. I'm standing, you can see the chair is sideways in front of me. I'm going to dodge behind it, brush, grab, back fist towards the screen, right? And then I just go back, right? So I start here, I move behind it, brush, grab, back fist. Right? Now I'm going to show it to you from this side, right? So if I'm standing at the side of the chair, not behind it, I'm going to dodge behind it, brush, grab, back fist. And then I reset to the side of the chair. I dodge behind it, brush, grab, back fist. Okay, so now that we've seen that, we're going to do it 5 times. Okay? If you feel like you're having a hard time and you need to slow down, feel free to pause, do extra, right? Because getting this so it's natural and something you can do quickly is going to be an enormous help in your self-defense. And one of the best things about practicing by yourself is that you don't have to go at my speed. You can pause and do as many times as you need, right? So we start from here. We dodge behind the chair, brush, grab, back fist. We go back and brush, grab, back fist. And we go back and brush, grab, back fist. And we go back and one more time, brush, grab, back fist. Right? Now let's do another one just for fun. Brush, grab, back fist. Okay, so we did one side. Now we're going to do the other. It's the same thing, I just stand on the other side of the chair. Right? I'm going to move so I'm behind it. Right? I'm going to brush, grab, back fist. Now one of the trickiest parts of this is just figuring out which hand to use. Right? Whichever hand you're moving towards is the one that brushes. Right? So I'm moving towards this hand, I brush with this hand, grab, back fist. And you end up back fisting away from where you started. So if you were standing over here, right, that's no good. Right? Reset, one more time, brush, grab, back fist. Right? I'm going to do a couple of these towards the screen, right? So if you want to change your angle, you can. I'm standing to the side of the chair, I move behind it, I brush, grab, back fist towards the screen. Okay, so let's do 5. Ready? Dodge, brush, grab, back fist, reset. Dodge, brush, grab, back fist, reset. Again, dodge, brush, grab, back fist. Last time, dodge, brush, grab, back fist. Okay. Little thing I want to make sure you understand, when you do this brush, make sure you're not whacking the chair hard. Okay? I'm using a little bit of a padded chair. She's doing it pretty soft, right? You can also do this to other things, like I said, a bed, a countertop. Anything that's probably like a good height between like your belly button and even your shoulders, you'll be able to do this on, right? So that's a good drill for getting better at your self-defense. I hope you give it a shot as you work on Control 5 and Control 6. Okay, so we've been talking about confidence all month, and we're wrapping up that idea when we talk about confidence with regards to others, right? We've talked a lot about being able to maintain our belief in ourselves when we face adversity, and it's challenging enough when no one else is making that worse, right? Or you're surrounded by people who are loving and supporting you, and they say, hey, I believe in you, you can do it. But it's doubly difficult if you have someone else who's kind of telling you, yeah, you're right, you're bad at that, right? Or maybe they are just telling you you're bad at it, and you weren't even thinking you were bad at it. And we need to know how to stand up to those people, right, in a productive way. Because sometimes those people are well-intentioned. They're someone who cares about us, and they don't want us to feel bad. They say, hey, you know what? Maybe you should stop playing soccer because you're bad at soccer, right? Or maybe they say something like, you know what? It's okay that you're not good at math. I'm not good at math. We'll both be bad at math together, right? Because they're trying to make you feel kind of accepted. But the reality is that's not very good because we need to be good at math, right? We need to have that skill set. It's something that you need to be successful in life, right? So when you run into that, knowing how to speak up for yourself is important, right? And saying something like, you know what? I know I'm working on math. It's not easy for me, but I know I can get there, right? So why don't you just let me have some more time to try, right? So what I'd like you to do right now is I'd like you to think of maybe a couple times that someone has said to you that you're not going to be good at something, right? Maybe they said it was math. Maybe it was a sport, right? Maybe it was, I don't know, jumping. It could be anything, something physical, something mental, right? And I want you to think of what would be a positive thing you could say back to them, right? Don't make it into an insult and say, well, you're bad at math. That's not productive, right? You think of something like, you know, when Billy said to me I was bad at soccer, I should have said to Billy, you know, Billy, I'm new to soccer. I'm still practicing. I can get better at that, right? Or, you know, Susie said you were bad at math. You say, yeah, Susie, you know what? I still have to study some more. So I'll be ready, right? But I'll keep practicing, right? So think about that for a minute. Pause this if you need to, right? But we're going to get going on with the rest of class, and make sure you maintain that confidence as we face these challenging drills that we have ahead of us. Okay, so today we're going to get started working on some of our kicks, and we're actually going to be using a chair today. Right? So you don't actually need a chair per se. You could be holding on to a sofa. You could be holding on to a table. A chair is just a good option because it's pretty portable. And what we're going to be doing right now is we're going to be working on developing our roundhouse kick, right? And the way we're going to do this is pretty simple to start. We're going to start with 2 hands on the chair facing our belly towards the chair, right? We're going to take the leg that's closest to the screen, and all we're going to do is we're just going to bring it up and bring it down. Now, when we do this, the thing that I want you to think about is that you point your foot, right? So as I bring up my leg, this foot, my toes are pointed. I'm going to turn the chair so you can see my leg a little different angle, right? So my foot is pointed, not flexed. This pointing of my foot is one of the key things you have to do in a roundhouse kick so you don't injure yourself, right? If you have your foot flexed, when you kick, it's going to hurt. You're going to whack your toes into your opponent, and it's going to be bad, right? Or maybe you're kicking a peg. That's going to be bad. Whatever it is, let's not hurt ourselves. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do 10 where we just lift our leg up. We're going to make sure it's pointed. It doesn't have to be super high. You could kick just at your own knee height, so to speak, right? But we're just trying to lift and make sure we're pointed. So it's lift and come back down. That's 1, lift, back down 2. Now the other thing that we're doing, in addition to working on pointing our toes, 3, is we're working on the strength in the muscles that pull our legs apart. Right? By lifting up like this, you'll feel, oh, that's not easy, right? But that's okay. That's why we're doing it. We also want to make sure we're holding on for balance. Now, another thing that you want to be aware of is you can see I'm pretty postured up. You don't want to lean forward. Right? So I can just like lean on this chair like that, right? But that's not what I want. I want to have some good posture. All right, so let's do 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, if you're using a chair, you can just swing it around to the other side, face the screen. If you're not using a chair, using a sofa, a wall, a table, it's not nearly as easy to move. Certainly a wall is not easy to move. You might just swing your leg away from me, right? So all I'm going to do is take the leg that's closest to the screen, lift up, point my toes. Again, 2, lift up with my toes pointed. 3, 4, and these are a lot of the muscles that you need to be good in a roundhouse kick. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so this next one I'm going to do sideways. So I'm going to actually point the chair kind of towards you. You can still do this pointing towards the screen if that works better for you. I just want to give you a different point of view. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring up my leg bent like this. And then I'm going to bring it out and in and down. So bring it up bent, extend it out. You can see my toes are pointed. Bring it in, put it down. That's 2. Up, out, in, down. That's 3. Up, out, in, down. 4. Up, out, in, down. 5. Up, out, in, down. 6. Now the height I'm bringing my leg to, this is a good height for most beginners, and frankly most people doing this kick, right? If you want to kick higher, you certainly can. If you need to kick lower, it's not quite as good, but if you need to do that to be able to control your foot, go ahead, right? You're in charge. Let's just do 1 more. I lost count, I got busy talking. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing with your other leg. I'm going to do this one with my foot towards the camera so you get an idea of where my foot should be. When I bring this leg up, you're going to see that my foot and my knee are pretty much at the same height. You don't want your foot underneath. You want to hear. You kick, bring it back in. All right, let's go. 2, up, out, in, down. 3, up, out, in, down. 4, and you can see I'm leaning away from you, but I'm not leaning towards the chair. So I can lean back a little bit, gives me room to lift my hip, bring my leg up, out, in, down. Let's do 3 more. Up, out, in, down. 2 more. Up, out, in, down. And 1 more. Up, out, in, down. Now, if you're having a hard time getting your foot pointed, like I said, you can aim lower, or you can go back and keep working on this. Do it some more. We're going to keep moving, though, for purposes of today. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get in a fighting stance with my back kind of to the chair. Then I'll back up a little bit so I can put one foot up, rather one hand on. Giving you a sense of what this looks like from the side. I'm here. I'm reaching out. Now, really important when you do this, you're not this way, right? Because I'm this way, when I go to kick, I'm going to kick the chair. Okay? So we're going to start this way. And all we're going to do right now is we're going to turn our body to do our roundhouse kick. We're going to end up putting both hands on the chair. So this one starts, I turn, and I come back, right? Now, if you can see my base foot, you can't. I'm going to back up a tiny bit, right? You can see my foot turns a lot, right? That's kind of what we're focusing on now, right? Turning that foot, right? In the very least, it should point kind of towards the chair, maybe even backwards, right? Let's just try and do a few of these. Ready? Turn, get your leg up, and come back. And you can see my leg is tucked in, toes are pointed, my foot is high, not underneath of my knee. Ready? 3, turn, my foot is up, ready to kick. 4, I turn, and come back. 5, be careful not to hit the chair. It feels bad. Potentially, it depends on how hard the chair is. Good, turn, knee up. Good, come back, turn, right? I'm gonna just try and change my view so you get a look at this, what it looks like from this side. We'll do 3 more. I turn, you can see my knee and my foot are basically at the same height. Let's do 2 more. Turn, holding on to the chair for balance, or the table, or the wall, or, I don't know, your cousin, right? Turn, just like that. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing the other side. So I'm gonna swing the chair around. You may end up kicking a different direction. That's perfectly fine as long as you know what you're doing. Don't kick the thing, or anyone for that matter, right? So hands on the chair when you start. Your back is kind of pointing towards the back of the chair, right? I turn, I put both hands on, right? And again, I want this foot to be twisting, right? So I turn, foot's twisted, so I'm ready to kick. Turn, foot twisted, come back. And holding it there for a second really forces you to balance a little bit. If you want to make it harder, maybe you don't use 2 hands. Maybe just use 1 hand, okay? Or maybe 1 finger, right? Or maybe no hands, but that's quite a bit harder. So for now, we're sticking with the 2 for most of us. But again, you can pick the way that's right for you. If you think this is too easy, do it harder, do it higher, whatever it is. But make sure you're turning, make sure you have good control over your body. Foot is as high as your knee, ready to do that roundhouse kick. All right, speaking of ready to do our roundhouse kick, we are ready to do our roundhouse kick. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna turn with both hands on the chair. We're gonna kick kind of in a slow, controlled movement. We're not going fast. We just wanna turn, kick out, bring it back in, put it down. All right, showing you from the side here. I turn, I bring up my knee, I kick out, I bring it back in, and I put it down. Take your time. It's not a race. Matter of fact, doing it slow is kind of the point. It's ready. Turn, hands on the chair, kick out, bring it back in, put it down, right? If I'm going too fast for you, feel free to go slower. If I'm going too slow for you, feel free to go slower. You don't want to go fast here, right? This is a controlled exercise, right? By controlling our body, we get to look and see, like, is my foot in the right place? Am I pointing? When you're going fast and you're not holding on to anything, it makes it hard, right? You can't see your foot, it's moving, right? But now I can look and say, yeah, that's pointed. Or I can look and say, that's not pointed. All right, we're gonna do 2 more on this side. If you wanna move ahead, do extra, that's fine, just pause us. We'll be right here. Big kick, big come back. All right, 1 more. Turn, kick, come back. Okay, so we're gonna do some on the other side, but what you're gonna find with this is that you really worked on a lot of the key things to doing a roundhouse kick well. Turning your base foot, super important. No matter what belt you are, if you don't turn that base foot, you will hurt yourself. Pointing your toes, so when you kick, you hit with a good part, so you don't hurt yourself, right? Because no one likes to get hurt. forcing yourself to develop your balance and the right angle of attack, right? There are things we could still work on from this, right? But these are all good ones. And some of the big reasons why when we watch someone do a roundhouse kick, we look and say, no, that one's not ready for a strike. Or that one is, because they're doing the things I said. They're turning their base foot, they're pointing their toes, and their foot is not going up, they're going sideways. Because that's how a roundhouse kick hits. It goes around the side door, boom. It doesn't go up. Kick. And again, I'll slow it down. Turn, kick, come in, put it down, turn, kick, good, and turn, kick. All right, so that's a fantastic drill for a beginner who wants to go through the roundhouse kick and really get it so it's going to be clean and formed nicely throughout the rest of their belts. Great job. Let's get ready for the next part of class. All right, so for today's final challenge, I get to punch you. I love punching children, and I don't get to do it in person right now, so I'm just gonna punch you right now. Here's what it's gonna be, right? You're gonna be standing there in your stay away stance, right? And whenever I punch at you, you're gonna move to one side or the other. It doesn't matter to me. You're gonna dodge, brush, grab, back fist, right? And you're gonna come back, okay? And again, you go to the other side, dodge, brush, grab, back fist. So we got a chance to practice our self-defense earlier today, right? Now we get to put it to the test with the Sensei Punching the Kids Challenge, which is one of my favorite challenges, right? So it could happen at any moment. I'm getting close, I'm getting ready to punch you. When you see me punch, you go as quick as you can, right? Oh, gotta be quick, gotta be quick. So get ready to dodge, make sure you have room, don't want to run into any furniture. Boom, right there, get ready to dodge, brush, grab, back fist, punch, right? See, get ready. Any second now, I can punch you, boom. Dodge, brush, grab, back fist, punch, right? And you're kind of working on the honor system, see like, hey, am I moving quick on this? But, you know, it's not easy. By the way, it doesn't matter which hand I can punch with. I can punch with this hand, or I can punch with that one. Oh, make sure you move. All right, so any second now, when I punch, dodge, brush, grab, back fist, punch. Dodge, brush, grab, back fist, punch. Oh, there you go, right? Keep moving quick, right? Now, if you find that you need extra practice, you're kind of slow doing it, you take too much time to stop and think, you can do more of these. Right? But for now, I just get to punch you whenever I feel like it. Makes me feel all better on the inside, getting to punch some children. Oh, there we go. Keep going. Keep going. Any second, you're going to dodge, brush, grab, back fist, punch. Who am I going to punch today? I guess it's you. Good. Keep going. Last time, make sure you're quick. Make sure you're quick. Any second now. Any second now. Punch the kids. And boom. All right. Everybody, great job today. Thanks for coming to class, right? Keep practicing. Look forward to seeing you soon.